Welcome back to the series, How to Mix Live Music. Last time, we chose our microphones and we placed them near the instruments on stage. Now, we're going to bring the sound from the stage into our mixer and make the optimal settings for each input. But first, we're going to discuss phantom power. This is where the mixing console sends power back through the cable to the microphone or DI box. Some mics will stay silent without it. But before activating it, make sure the mixer channel is switched off. Otherwise, you'll hear a loud popping noise. Could scare children and pets, but it could damage equipment or ears. How do you know which mics need it? Check their specifications. Basically, all condenser type of microphones need it. Typical mics used for drum overheads and sensitive acoustic instruments. Dynamic types do not. Some DI boxes need it, while others use batteries, and others still are passive, so no need for power. Remember, DI boxes, direct injection, are used with instruments to convert their unbalanced jack connections into balanced signals for use with longer cables. Balanced cables are more resistant to interference from other cables and from radio transmissions. See at the top of the MGP console, the small red button is for plus 48 volts. I need to activate this in this example band for the internal kick drum mic, the hi-hat, the drum overheads, and the brass mics. When using the TF mixer, be aware of the plus 48 volt master switch. It's in the setup menu. Touch the setup cog and see the master switch in the center of the screen. This is a safety switch to disable phantom power when it's not needed. Now it's time to check the signal level coming in to the mixer. Each instrument or microphone will produce electrical signals at different voltages. They all need to be matched to the nominal level of the mixer. The nominal level is the most efficient voltage level for the mixer to operate at without distorting the signal and without adding noise. And a mixer's nominal level is going to be higher than that of almost all microphones and musical instruments. Hence the name gain for the input level control, which is used to increase the voltage of the input signal to match the nominal level of the mixer. Use the PFL button by the fader on MGP, or the Q button above the fader on TF. This will send the input signal to the headphones. PFL, by the way, means pre-fader listen. You can hear the sound in the headphones even when the fader is down and the channel is off. It also shows the signal more clearly on the level meter bar at the top right corner of the console. Always begin with a headphone level way down to avoid sudden loud sounds in your ears. Then start with the input gain control at minimum. Ask the musician to play the instrument or sing into the microphone. Is the level already above 0 dB on the level meter? If so, push down the 26 dB pad switch. This will reduce the input level, making it easier to match the nominal level of the mixer. It will be necessary for line level inputs such as music playback devices and keyboards. Then slowly increase the gain control while watching the level meter. And when the singing or instrument is loud, the level should be around the 0 dB point, which is exactly the mixer's nominal level. Don't be tempted to make it higher, as it will then become more difficult to mix many inputs together without overloading the mixer's outputs. On the TF console, it's a little different. There is no need for a pad switch because the analog gain, or A gain, adjustment has a much wider range. On the screen, there's another very useful feature, from the home screen, touch and input's gain control to see the input screen. Here we can see the gain finder. It looks a bit like a guitar tuner, but instead of showing pitch, it shows signal level. Adjust the A gain using the touch and turn knob, or dragging on the screen, until you find the point where the central green light is showing most frequently. For many vocal microphones, I expect that point to be somewhere between +30 and +40. For other instruments, it would usually be lower. The central green indicator lights up when the input signal is matching the nominal level of the mixer. If you're using a DI box between an instrument and the mixer, that'll often convert the signal from line level to mic level, and you may need to apply more gain. So use the Q or PFL button and listen to the sound in the headphones, one channel at a time. If there's a buzzing sound at the input, try to find the cause. If a DI box is used, they often include a ground lift or earth lift switch. Activating it may stop the buzz. Otherwise, try changing the cable in case it's damaged, or change the route the cable is laid in case it's picking up interference from adjacent power distribution. These are the most likely causes of noise. TF consoles have another useful little feature, which is not found on MGP mixers. It is the polarity reverse function, represented by a small Greek phi symbol. You only need this when you have two microphones for the same instrument, such as snare top and snare bottom, or inside kick and outside kick. So when you have both a microphone for a guitar cabinet as well as the direct injection from the instrument, is another example. Such techniques are often used to provide a more detailed and versatile character to the sound. Anyway, the sound waves picked up by one mic could be radiating in a different direction to the sound at the other, so the two combined may not sound so good. Listen to both channels together in the headphones and try activating the polarity switch for one of them. If the combined sound is improved, keep the polarity reversed. Now, if you look on the right side of the screen, you will see the level meter, that the central green indicator here, corresponds to a level of -20. Notice that this scale is quite different to that on an analog mixer. In the next video, I'll explain about these differences, and I'll give you some tips about how to manage the gain structure of your whole sound system. This is vital for creating a good sound, no matter whether the performers are being loud or quiet. See you again soon.